What about
What if you don't have any option? I mean, this is not the world you live in.
No, but I'm asking though, just for the sake of argument.
Yeah, if I were on a deserted island, it was either me or the animal, I would probably kill the animal. I would.
So she's okay when it comes to necessity.
No, but this is for survival.
So for necessity it's okay.
Yeah, that's why I say I'm against unnecessary suffering.
But the unnecessary your argument still exists though. The pain is still going to be there.
The pain is still going to be there.
Pain was never an issue then.
And it's still bad for the animal.
Listen. I'm really surprised with this concept of veganism that you are propagating. Now, even pain is not an issue.
I never said pain is not an issue.
That's what we established now.
No.
If it's by necessity, you don't care about pain. You kill it and eat it.
No.
If you really stood by it, you wouldn't eat it. You just stood by your word.
I mean, I would also eat another human being if it was for necessity. Of course, if you're in a situation where
You know, cannibalism exists in society this day and age.
yeah, but if I don't have to, I would not do it. Have you heard about these plane crashes, for example, where a plane crashed out and there were like some people that were injured and they didn't survive, and the other people either choose to starve or eat the remains of the other person.
That's dead bodies, they don't feel pain. But you just said, look at how inconsistent.
Would it be better if all of them died, or would it be better if they killed one member of their crew?
Let me ask you this question.
And would survive.
If you are in a desert island, as you said earlier on, and there was nothing else about this one goat, no other food. To survive, would you not care about the pain that you're going to inflict on the goat and eat it?
I never said I wouldn't care about their pain. I said I still see the suffering of the animal.
But you still eat it?
I would out of necessity.
Yeah, so out of necessity you don't care about the pain.
I didn't say I wouldn't care about the pain.
If you did care about the pain, you don't eat it. But when you eat it, you don't care about the pain. You say it doesn't matter if it's painful or not.
No, that's not true.
Listen,
No.
if you have a baby to kill or not, and somebody says, when I kill a baby, wait, listen. If you have a baby and you feel like the baby's going to suffer some pain if I kill it, and I still kill it anyway, was the pain and suffering relevant?
Of course.
No, it doesn't. You could kill it anyway. It didn't affect you in any way. You killed it.
No, it doesn't affect me, but it affects the baby. And if
It
you
affected
don't
the goat.
have to kill the baby, if you don't have to kill the animal, if you don't have to kill a human,
So now
you shouldn't do that.
I know now vegans in their real core.
I still don't understand what you think justifies unnecessarily taking the life of another sentient being.
Who decides
We don't
unnecessary?
need to justify it, so that's where we go now.
Yeah.
We don't have to justify our actions, so I can just go around and shoot people in the head.
No.
because I don't have
Who
to
decides
justify
what is
our actions.
unnecessary?
That's like, you know,
How is this different? But that's what you said, we don't have to justify actions that harm others. Of course we do have to justify our actions if other people or animals are involved. If there is another creature involved that does feel pain and they can suffer.
justify it. That's what I'm saying. Animal when you don't have any other options.
When I don't have any other options, that is exactly my justification. That I don't have any other options, right? Because otherwise I would starve to death, right?
Why?
This
Eat grass.
is the reason.
Why can you not eat grass?
If I could eat grass, I would eat grass instead, yeah?
Why can you not eat
If there
grass?
was any fruit or veg-
Why can you not eat grass? What's wrong with it?
I'm not actually sure, but I think physiologically we're not capable of digesting
Oh,
grass.
physiologically you're capable of eating meat and you're saying it's a problem?
No, I think we are not.
We're going back
No.
again.
Listen, I said I am not sure, but I think physiologically we are not capable of digesting grass and living on grass.
But we are capable of eating meat.
Yes, it's not a reason.
Case closed.
This is not just
Case closed.
We're capable
You're
of
made
digesting
to be
human
okay
flesh.
in eating meat that you want to eat.
Yeah, but look, the fact that we
If you
are
want to eat a
capable-
goat, it's okay, right? Because your body is designed
You
in that
could
way.
still say if you want to eat a human baby,
Because
it's
you're-
okay because we can digest the human flesh.
But if you don't want
It's not
to,
an argument.
but if you don't want to, because your God tells you
If
not
want to
to.
eat a human baby, it's okay? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm
That's
saying
what you're saying?
no.
That's
This is
exactly
why.
what
No,
you're saying. Of course it
no.
is.
Let me respond. This is exactly the very reason why I said all of this discussion
How
around
is it different? How is
Can I
eating
answer?
a baby
Can I answer?
different from eating
Can I
a
answer?
pig?
Can I answer? I don't eat pig anyway. So
From eating a lamb or eating
can I
living
answer? As I told you from before, all of those discussions are on the periphery, not dealing with the very fundamental question.
Why why would you?
I eat. For example, I would eat other animals like chicken or a lamb, for example, because I believe in a creator who's allowed me to eat them and created me in a way to even digest their meat. You don't even believe in a creator,
you can digest human flesh as well.
Listen, I believe my dietary law comes from what?
Do you agree that you're physiological?
You're not even listening to the answer. My dietary allowance doesn't come from my whims and desires or only from my digestive system. It comes from...
I'm not saying that.
So it comes from
That's what
a
you are
standard...
saying. You say we can digest meat, therefore it's okay to eat meat. We can digest human flesh. It doesn't mean that it's okay to eat humans.
You need to listen to the argument.
Yeah.
I am saying
Okay, try again.
the justification comes from the creator who created me.
But we don't don't agree there. It doesn't make any sense to actually go about this topic.
It does, because that's why you're disagreeing. Veganism comes with a philosophy.
I say we should avoid unnecessary suffering whenever we can. If I have,
is veganism true?
A child here, and I can decide if I want to hit the child or I don't, what would be the best option?
If a child was going to kill you, and the only way to stop is to hit him.
It's not going to. It's just an innocent baby. Shall I kick the baby and step on it and jump on its head, or shall I just leave the baby in?
Leave the baby alone.
Right? Why?
Why? Because you have this moral feelings.
And why should that be any different if there was a baby lamb in front of me?
Because what we're talking about, these creation animals, God created for our benefit.
But if I don't have to, why would I?
No. Look. You believe in evolution as your God. I believe in
Oh my God, you really get me wrong on that one if you think evolution is my God.
Doesn't evolution tell you what to do, not to do?
Evolution doesn't. No, evolution has nothing to do with morality.
So, what made your brains? What made your brains the way it is?
Very immoral process.
What made your brains the way it is?
Evolution.
Evolution. Has evolution given you the capacity to be moral?
It has. Yes, in a way.
There you go. So it's evolution then.
Of course.
So evolution is your God.
The capacity, but this doesn't mean that evolution, the process of evolution, is a moral thing.
No, the process of evolution is what made you what you are. So that's your God.
No, it's not my God.
Okay.
It's not my God. I don't worship evolution. I'm not like in favor of evolutionary processes. I think natural selection is a horrible
So you
thing.
believe in God, but you don't worship it. That's the difference.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No. You believe in a God called evolution.
If you want to go on misunderstanding my point,
I'm not misunderstanding it.
My question to you is, why would you kill a sentient being if you don't have to? If you know that it causes suffering to the sentient being, it destroys a planet, which is bad.
I answered all those questions already. I said I answered all of those points already. You keep repeating.
Why would you do that? Do you think taste is a good enough argument? Do you think taste is worth more than life?
You keep repeating. I've answered all of these questions.
Yeah, no, you haven't.
It was never to do with pain, because when it's necessity, you're going to eat the animal anyway.
It's not about me. It's about why you
I just told you.
cause suffering if you don't have
No,
to.
I'm not causing suffering.
Of course. If you kill animals, if you eat them, they have to be killed, and that harms them, right?
So if God,
if you are against animal cruelty, you should not consume animal products.
It comes down again. If God allows us to take the life of animals for our consumption, you said fundamentally in principle. No. This is where the discussion should be, because all the way comes to God.
I've got to go 100% agree with everything you said. Every single thing that you said.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah. Is veganism true or is it false?
Veganism is an ideology.
It is an ideology. It is an ideology. It is an ideology. So basically, you've come to accept veganism, and you haven't even explored the history of veganism. Who are vegans?
Does it carry a truth value? Does veganism carry a truth value or not? Because a proposition.
If you say that morality,
when you put forth a proposition that veganism is better than Islam, for instance.
I'm not saying that.
No. I'm giving you a hypothetical here.
As an example.
You can give any type of hypothetical, any type of proposition you want to. When you open your mouth and you make a claim against something else, automatically you've got to affirm that it carries certain truth values. Therefore, it is either true or it's false. That's what the brother's trying to get across to you. When you claim that veganism is more truer than the next best thing. Hold on. When you claim that veganism is more true than the next best thing, you're implicitly stating that your statement is more true than anyone else's. So that's what he's trying to get across to you. Is veganism true? You said no. Veganism is ideology.
It's not a truth claim.
It is a truth claim.
It is a truth claim. Even that's a truth claim. Anything that you state, any word, any sentence that comes out of your mouth in the form of a proposition carries truth value. So therefore, it's either
not
true or it's false.
necessarily. I mean, we could talk about that.
That's truth. That's the truth claim right there. It's either true or it's false.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Listen, what I say is, we can have this discussion. Like the baseline for every argument I'm making is that I am against unnecessary suffering. If you don't
That's not the
agree,
baseline.
yes, if you do not agree with me on this one, if you don't think that we should avoid suffering, then we don't have to talk about it, right?
Okay, no, that's fine. The reason why I don't think that's a baseline is because when you claim something, if you claim that there's a criteria for suffering, such that anything more than a particular point doesn't constitute suffering, less than a particular point doesn't constitute suffering, what you're actually appealing to is a moral framework, a moral standard. So what that then opens the question up to is, where does your morality come from? And is your moral standards true or more truer than the next person who holds moral standards?
But that depends on whether you think that moral standards can be true at all, whether there is... I mean, then we go to meta-ethics, right? Are we talking about objective morality or is morality subjective and so on?
That's what he's trying to get across.
Why are you avoiding this?
I want to go. That's not
why are you avoiding it?
It's unavoidable, because as soon as you claim that my moral standards are superior
if you agree with the statement that unnecessary suffering, whether it's caused to humans or animals, is a bad thing.
By the way, no Muslim...
Veganism is the only logical position you can take.
As Muslims, I don't think we would disagree with the fact that if suffering occurs towards someone else, you wouldn't refrain yourself from that, right? Because in Islam, there's no harm and there's no reciprocating harm. So we're not told to go out there and simply harm people for the sake of harming, or animals for the sake of harming. We have standards, but what we understand by those standards is that it's based upon a moral system which is from an absolute source.
Yeah, but the question is, if you don't have to cause harm, why would you?
But once you negate that there is ever an absolute source for morality, then you can't prove that your moral standing is more truer.
It's just an emotional argument.
Moral standing, or
and I don't
his moral
even
standing.
say that my moral standards are...
It's an emotional argument. You're just being emotional, that's all.
It's an absolute...
You're not being rational.
No.
It's not true.
You're not being rational, you're being emotional.
Look, I just have a different first premise. My first premise is that I think suffering is bad.
But that's not first premise.
Yes, it is.
It's a moral viewpoint, and therefore it comes back to
Call it whatever
morality.
you might. This is where I start from. I think unnecessary suffering is bad.
Yeah, that's not
I think if I have a child here and I hit the child for no particular reason, just because I enjoy it or for whatever, this is a bad thing and I shouldn't do it.
Someone comes along who
If you agree with this statement, if you think hitting children without any reason is a bad thing, you should go vegan. If you listen to anything that I've said today, you should go vegan. If you agree with the fact...
It's not that simple. It's simply
If you agree with the viewpoint that unnecessary suffering...
You need to deal with your vegan philosophy. That's what you're trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid that.
It's causing unnecessary suffering.
But you see, the problem is you're trying to avoid the underlying philosophy of veganism.
No, it's not
You're not willing to discuss it. You know that when the vegan philosophy is examined, it's going to fall apart.
No, it's not.
Yes, so let's deal with that.
There are so many different people who are vegan and they go vegan for very different reasons.
Your arguments are all emotional.
No, they're not.
That's what we've been discussing all that time. All emotional.
You can argue that believing in God is only emotional. You don't have any evidence.
No.
You don't have more evidence to believe in God.
Let's talk about God, whether our belief in God is emotional or rational. Okay, now I disagree with you. The belief in God is...
Look, I don't want to talk about God because it's nothing
because you know that it's rational. Because you know that it's going to...
Have you been told not to?
Have I been told what?
Is this from experience where you know that as soon as you get to absolute moral standards, that you're
veganism false
in some way?
I don't understand the question.
So,
your team in veganism, your society of vegan societies, whatever, have they told you not to go and talk about this?
About what? About religion?
Not to talk about absolute morality.
There are so many religious people who are vegan. There are even Muslims.
No one's denying that. No one's denying whether there's religious people who are vegans, whether there's atheists who are vegans.
This has nothing to do with my position. That's why I say, I mean, we don't have to agree on any. We don't have to agree on
your
everything.
position is an emotional one. That's what we're saying.
No,
all along.
It's subjective.
No, look, I was thinking about morality. I do not, like most of you probably. You believe in God. You think morality comes from God. Okay, I do not think so. But I do think that unnecessary suffering is bad. I think it's bad to actually hit someone in the face if they don't want to be hit in the face because it causes them pain and they would like to avoid that.
consuming meat with disciplining someone or just hitting someone.
How would you objectively prove to someone else who disagrees with you that your position is more true than their position?
I can't.
That's my point.
Yeah, but neither can you.
But we can. We believe in an absolute standard.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to draw this discussion.
You believe, but don't you believe that unnecessary suffering is bad? Never ever have I heard from any of you.
We've just said.
We just told already.
I think unnecessary suffering is great, and we should all go around and punch each other in the face.
Here's the crux of the matter. What is your definition of unnecessary?
You still didn't answer the question.
What is the definition of unnecessary suffering?
I said
the moment you say, I agree, you say you shouldn't even kill any animals.
Then not kill a sentient being. Why would you rather cause harm, cause suffering, if you don't have to? If you have the choice to just eat something else instead of something that was breathing and living and feeling joy and pain and happiness, why would you kill that being, cause suffering, damage your own health, and damage the planet and the environment for future generations? Why would you do that? For what reason? Honestly. Yeah, no.
You polish them, spiritual right there.
I'm like the
Do you know why your emotions is not appealing to people's intellect? Because it's just an emotional argument.
I think I'm pretty rational about it.
No. So far, you've provided. So far, you have provided emotional arguments. It has. So far, you talked about pain and you said, if you are in need of necessity, you don't bother about pain. You're going to kill that animal and eat it. So it is not about because of pain. It seems like because of something else.
No, that's not true. It's not true. I think causing unnecessary suffering is bad, okay? I think we don't have a moral justification to cause suffering to a sentient being if we don't have to.
Is that a moral statement?
If we don't...
Causing unnecessary suffering is bad. Is that a moral statement?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your moral statement better than anyone else who disagrees with you?
I did never say that. I say...
Then that's your opinion. That's your opinion then.
Yeah,
you
so
should not even discuss.
opinion.
No. Then you cannot even just say it's better. Oh, let's all be vegan because your opinion, you don't even know whether it's in a better or not. It's a self-defeating concept.
No,
if it's not better, then why are you even wasting? Then why are you even asking anyone then?
Why gets upset? If
you can't prove.
You don't need to have absolute truth for anything. The only thing you have to accept is that unnecessary suffering is bad.
No, but if your opinion, if I disagree with your opinion, and your opinion and mine are equal, why are you getting so upset if I disagree with your opinion?
I don't get upset if you disagree with my opinion, but I would like to have a rational discussion with you and listen to your arguments so I can update my own opinion.
Right, okay, so are you saying that, so you're saying that causing a harm, unnecessarily is wrong, yes?
I think so, yeah, that's my conviction.
What about causing harm to yourself?
Yeah, look at that, guys. That's what we do to these animals.
I'm not saying we agree with that. I'm not saying we agree with that.
That's bad. That's bad.
We don't have to do that. But if you go to KFC or to any of these places, if you go by to the supermarket, or even if you go by your halal meat, right? These are the circumstances that these birds are raised in.
We should go and buy meat from animals which are farmed.
If you don't have
No. Again,
choose to do that if
look
you don't have to.
Look at your fallacy of your arguments now again.
What is my fallacy?
I'll tell you why.
You picked up.
Now listen.
To learn about my own fallacy.
Thank you. You picked up an example where animals are overcrowded in a very bad environment, which somehow depicts to you is
But
causing.
this is where we get our meat from.
Are you going to let me finish?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, what?
So it seems to be this particular environment is causing them suffering.
Yeah.
So if I now tell you that I go to a place where I can buy chickens from where freely roaming in a nice garden, and then they are all slaughtered, and I have a nice burger out of it. Now
You think killing an animal does not harm them?
Listen.
It's not suffering if you kill an animal. Is that your position?
Listen.
That's what you just said.
Now your emotional argument is this: you shifted your first premise of unnecessary suffering there in an environment which I agree is unnecessary, and I gave you an environment which was very conducive, very happy environment.
Yeah. So if I have a human being who is very happy.
Excuse me. And then instead of talking about that initial premise that bad condition.
I never said anything about bad conditions.
Okay, what's wrong with that? Tell me.
There is many things wrong with that.
What's wrong with that? What are they?
It causes unnecessary suffering.
What causes unnecessary suffering? What exactly causes unnecessary suffering?
Them being there in this situation situation, being crowded.
Crowding? Okay, for crowding? Yeah. Okay, so if I give you an alternative... Excuse me.
Double the numbers as well. And then double the numbers.
No, we breed them into existence.
Okay, one moment.
Chickens don't breed at that rate. They only exist. There is only so many chickens in the
If I give you an alternative... Did you hear my brother? If I give an alternative to crowding, which is not crowding, so that's taken care of, and what else?
Yeah.
Okay, what other
What
problems?
about killing them?
No.